Welcome. I'm Krista Sikowski from the California Maternal Quality Care Collaborative, also known as CMQCC. I'm here to talk to you today about HUDLS, hands-on understanding and demonstration of labor support. You may be familiar with this program, but we've relaunched and revamped the website, and now there are available 4.2 contact hours and a hospital gradebook for trainers. HUDLS is a CMQCC member resource, and additional lessons are in the works. Objectives: describe the program, explain how to access online modules, give an overview of lesson content, introduce the transcript, designating master and assistant trainers, accessing trainer materials, introduce trainer materials, introduce the gradebook, and discuss options for implementation. What is HUDLS? HUDLS stands for Hands-on Understanding and Demonstration of Labor Support. It was created in response to hospital feedback about scalable resources for labor education. It's a combination of online and in-person education, and it currently contains 6 educational modules with 21 lessons, with more coming. Each lesson is designed to take 15 minutes or less to complete. How to register in CMQCC accounts. All students will have to register for a CMQCC account. You'll go to this web address, use your organizational email address to register. This is very important. The HUDLS program has been designed to only recognize organizational email addresses, so you will not be able to access it with other modalities such as Gmail. It will give you access to CMQCC's online member resources. CMQCC Accounts is the gateway to all CMQCC online services, and it is a single sign-on platform, exclusively designed for CMQCC member hospitals. If you have access to the MDC, this is the same page that you access that program. You can also access the shared listserv, where hospitals are able to upload policies, education, and ask each other questions about different practices. In order to launch HUDLS, you just go ahead and click the Launch HUDLS button on the account screen. This is your new updated main landing page where you can see all 6 modules. The design of the HUDLS program is that all students engage in didactic learning on their own independently, where again, each lesson is designed to be 15 minutes or less, followed by a short quiz. The associated HUDLS or bedside lesson is a live demonstration in which those skills are trained and put to the test. In order to access the different lessons, you're just going to head and click on the preferred module. A great place to start is clicking on Student Start Here. That's going to give you some information about what HUDLS is, how to access the contact hours, and different acknowledgements associated with the program. This is what the module landing page looks like. When you click on module 1, you can see all of the listed associated lessons below it. In order to access the lesson directly, you just go ahead and click on it. This will take you to the screen of that lesson where you can see all the associated lessons in that module to the left-hand side. In order to begin the didactic lesson, you just go ahead and press play. If you hit the expand button, it will bring this view to full screen. There are 2 types of interactions throughout the didactic video: knowledge checks and pop-ups. Knowledge checks come up and ask short questions that students are able to answer throughout the program, just to double check that they're learning. The other type of interaction is pop-ups. Pop-ups can be position statements or journal articles. If you go ahead and click on any one of the pop-ups, it will take you to a separate window where you can fully read that content. At the end of each lesson is a quiz. There are 5 questions included in every lesson quiz. You must score a 4 out of 5 or 80% to pass that lesson. How to access your transcript for contact hours. This is what your transcript looks like. If you click on My Modules, it will come up like this, and you can see the yellow box that says you must add your state nursing license number in order to print a transcript. So let's see how we do that. To add your license number through CMQCC Accounts, you click on Profile. This brings up your own individual profile with your name. And down at the bottom there, you can see where it says State Nursing or Medical License Number. And that's where you're going to go ahead and fill it in. Once you do that, a Print Transcript button, where you can see there is brown, will come up and you'll be able to print your transcript. Each lesson is worth 0.2 continuing education contact hours. When you click Print Transcript, it will bring you to a PDF that looks like this. So you can see each lesson under each module and the score that you received. Anything that you passed is what is available for contact hour credit, and you can see the date that it was completed. If the lesson has not been attempted or has been failed, there'll be no completed date and you receive no credit. References. If you'd like to access any of the references for the lessons, you're just going ahead and click on References in the top bar. It'll bring you to the module, and then you can select the specific lesson of references that you'd like to access. Designating master trainers through CMQCC Accounts. So master trainers are really the overseers for your hospital of the program. They're the ones who manage what content is going to be taken, manage the students, and they can also act as bedside trainers. In order to do that, you go to CMQCC Accounts and click on Hospital Staff. When you click on Hospital Staff, it takes you to the contacts and users at whatever hospital you're at. And you can see all of your other designations here, such as your director, your manager, your QI lead, and your physician lead. And there at the bottom, master instructor. At this time, each hospital is allowed 2 master instructors. Master instructors are able to see the gradebook, all of the train the trainer content, and they're able to assign assistant instructors. Designating assistant trainers or instructors. Assistant instructors are able to see all of the trainer resources, but they are not able to assign additional assistant instructors. Staff has to have clicked into HUDLS at least one time in order for them to show up on the staff list in order to be selected as assistant trainers. So you're going to click on Assign Assistant Instructor, and it will bring you to the screen that says People. So you would just go ahead and click that box next to the person. So in this case, Test Best and Admin User, and then click Apply to Selected Items to add the Assistant Instructor role to the selected users. Assistant instructors are used to teach the bedside trainings. They can also see the gradebook. Train the Trainer materials. So if you click on the Train the Trainer at the top, you have access to all the Train the Trainer lessons and materials. This is only available to master instructors and assistant instructors and is not viewable to students. We recommend that you start with Trainers Start Here, which will give you some tips for rollout in your facility. You can also access the answer key to all of the quizzes in the didactic training. You can see below that there's a Train the Trainer session, and next to that, the associated student lesson. Here's what Trainers Start Here looks like. You'll see some of the tips for HUDLS leaders. And again, this just helps you figure out how to use the program and how to roll it out at your facility. The idea is that you designate different trainers that roll out those lessons for you. This is what the Train the Trainer session looks like. When you go to the Train the Trainer resource page, you'll see the demonstration video, which will teach you exactly how to teach the lesson and any associated materials that you need to train that lesson. Let's take a peek at what one of these videos looks like.
What are some of the things that you would tell a patient in triage?
I think I'd educate her on how her whole journey, she's got a long way to go, and staying, if she's not really dilated, is not benefiting her. It's actually hurting her because it's going to increase her chances for C-section. She wants to keep it normal.
Exactly.
Right. And this is all part of the normal process.
Right.
We're going to start right around this time. And
right.
It could take a couple of weeks.
And that babies need to grow at least 39 weeks.
Okay.
It's better for the baby.
Okay.
And just being at home, I think you're more comfortable being at home doing that early part of the labor process.
Right, right.
Natural labor is more comfortable than.
It is more
actually
comfortable.
being in it.
It's less painful than inducing, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
Sitting, walking.
And there's a lot more distraction at home.
Yes.
If you click below the demonstration video, you can see a specific outline for that lesson, as well as any associated resources needed to teach that lesson. On that PDF, you can see the module and the lesson that is specific to that module that you would like to train. It'll give you some background about that lesson and why you might want to teach it, the associated content, the session goals, the session outcomes, and a nice outline of how you would like to organize your 15-minute live demonstration. Again, there are PDFs of any associated tools or handouts that would be used during that training lesson. Accessing the gradebook. If you click on the top bar on gradebook, you'll see all of the modules come up with their associated lessons below. If you click into the lesson, it will show you all of the students that have attempted that lesson and what score they received. Recommended strategies for HUDLS. An online segment should be completed first to enhance the effectiveness of bedside training HUDLS. So what we really want is the students to independently get that didactic so that when they come to the bedside training that they have some of that pre-work and pre-knowledge so they can fully engage in the short 15-minute bedside training. We recommend about a 2-week interval where the unit is required to complete the online piece prior to the rollout of the HUDL teaching. Ideal instructors, and there's all different ways to do this, but we recommend taking a team of 2 to 3 staff nurses from various shifts that can work together to blitz all the staff with the HUDL training. So it can be on a slower day or beginning of the shift or end of shift and just grab a couple of available nurses and quickly run through a 10 or 15-minute HUDL training that reinforces the didactic learning. The CNS or nurse educator can be involved with direct teaching, or they can act as the coach to mentor the teaching team, providing feedback, encouragement, and administrative support. And this has been a really effective way in rolling out this training in a low burden way that doesn't just fall on the education staff. A quick word about the videos is that they're really meant to be used as examples for instructors to learn how to do the HUDL teaching sessions, and they're not meant for staff to watch as a substitute for HUDLs, and that's why students don't have access to the videos directly. Practical implementation steps for the HUDLS program would be to form a labor support education team. Review the lessons and think about if there's any need to omit training. For example, if your hospital does not offer nitrous oxide, you may want to skip over that lesson. Think about if there's any lessons that should be prioritized. If you're having any issues, like say with communication in your facility, you might want to prioritize the communication lessons involving specific obstetric SBAR versus the peanut ball, for example. Think about what works in your facility. Consider your staff volume and your bandwidth. What can you actually take on? How long will it take you to take it on? Do you want to do 1 lesson at a time, or do you want to roll out 2 at a time? Do you want to do on-unit HUDLs like I described before, or would you like to group them together? So there have been some facilities that have taken several lessons and they group them together and they go through them at a skills day. So instead of doing 15 minutes here and there at a time over a several week period, they just go to skills day and they'll do 4 to 6 lessons in an hour. Develop a training schedule, train your trainers, and then roll out the program to staff. Contact information. So we have 2 different contact modalities. One is contact your trainer. And this is how people email their hospital trainers. So this would be a question about a certain practice and how we do it here, facility specific, or any questions about upcoming HUDLs, how they might attend one or if they can attend. The other way to contact is through tech support, and that is contacting us at CMQCC. So this would be any problems with the platform itself, how to enter your nursing license number, any issues that you might have within the program. You can also send us a direct email to the HUDLS team at hudls@cmqcc.org. Thank you so much. We look forward to accessing the HUDLS program and are happy to answer any questions that you might have.